So I just got a message from a couple about relationship counselling, so I thought I'd just jump on quickly because they want to know my process moving forward because they've tried conventional counselling and it's obviously not working. So I just wanted to share a bit of light because whether it's relationship counselling, it's personal development, one-on-one counselling, coaching, whatever you want to call it, it's the same shit. It's the questions are just superficial. You're just probing, you're just sniffing around trying to get a little bit deeper. But, just to answer that question, it'll help you guys as well. It's like the first few questions would be something along the lines of, what are your personal needs that are not being met in the relationship? Very important. Then I would go on to, why are you not comfortable in opening up and expressing your honest, true feelings to one another, right? Because otherwise, if they were doing that, why would they need a counsellor? They're very important questions, but still very superficial. Then I would go deeper, and I'd be saying, I need to know the past history of each relationship. I'd need to know what happened, who were they with, and what were the outcomes of those relationships. Because if they haven't done any personal development work, they will be bringing the exact same traits into this relationship. It'll be pretty much identical. So that's very important. What's even more important than that would be the childhood upbringing of each individual. That's obviously the most important because that's what's creating the subconscious patterns. That's what's creating the beliefs. It's creating the insecurities. And all those ego structures are being brought into the relationship, which is why it's breaking down. So we need to know that. But even as good as those questions are, they're still very superficial, and I'm sure maybe those questions sound conventional to me anyway. But even if they're not, that's irrelevant. What if you really want to get success? And this is just what I've learned from working with people in the last couple of years. If you really want to break through in your relationship, in your own personal self-development, it's not the answer to those questions because you bullshit yourself on a daily basis. You're bullshitting yourself in the relationship. That's why the relationship's not working. So when you go to a counselor or a therapist, we're very good at bullshitting to ourselves. So obviously we're going to be very good at bullshitting to the counselor and the therapist, right? No wonder it doesn't work. It's because you don't get any deeper than to the answer to those questions. The skill of the therapist, the coach, the counselor, whatever. The skill is reading the subtle art of mannerisms and body language and unconscious reactions and the subconscious movement to the question. That is the art and the skill of a good coach. You need to learn that. It's an art form. Reading the person through not what they're saying, but how they're saying it. The facial expressions are very important. As soon as I ask a question, I start looking into the eyes. I start looking into any kind of movements in the face. And then the language, very important. The way they structure the sentence says a lot about a person. I can just walk in a supermarket and hear people in the background, and I already know 80% of what that person's belief structures are. So asking good questions will get good answers, but the way those answers are answered is the skill of then going deeper. Because then when you give me unconscious reactions, unconscious beliefs, I'm going to pull you up on it, right? Then the conversation gets awkward, it gets uncomfortable, because now I'm calling out your bullshit. And the ego doesn't like that, so you're going to get defensive, and then I'll just keep, if you hide me as a coach, my role is to keep bringing you up on your bullshit. So there's going to be a little bit of hesitation and maybe a little bit of frustration with me asking the deeper and more profound questions, but that's how you get the breakthrough. It's through going into your subconscious patterns that you will find the answers that you want for the relationship to succeed, for your depression to lift, for your unhappiness to be lifted away. All this stuff, it's the same. It's not the answer to the question, it's how the answer is answered. See you soon.